Hi, this is Keith Duncan Sound. Today I'm going to show you a scene from Wood Child Hidden Forest Mother, an animation that I worked on earlier this year. It was played at Sundance Film Festival 2020, right before COVID, and it is directed and animated by Stephen Irwin. We're going to watch the scene together, and then I'm going to break down some of the sound design that I done for the animation. Okay. Okay. First of all, I'm going to show you some of the voices that I made and recorded for the characters. So I kind of wanted to make him sound like you really needed to catch him, and obviously the wee character wanted to run away. So I've transposed these little voices up and tried to do kind of a panic Gollum voice, I think. And with the old man, tried to make him sound like a creepy old man. Throughout the scene, there are footsteps. So this is a balloon that I tapped. I'll solo this whole section because it's got footsteps and wood noises, and but there's so that's just a balloon and me tapping on the balloon for the footsteps. The bigger steps are down here, thumps actually. And we can go into here and maybe listen. Now that's a kick drum that I made out of a piece of plastic. It's a really solid kind of low kick drum, but I put it in alongside some footsteps that sound like they're on kind of crunchy gravel. So you can see here there's gravel and the rustle, and I just kind of blocked them up, made more, so there's just emphasis of what he's stepping on, and then the big thump, because obviously he's the big character, the big mean character coming in. So we'll go a little bit further into this. I'll show you some more. Okay, so for this section, we've got... I'll stick with the footsteps for now. So he lands. We've got that breaking wood, rustle. He's going to step up. Just a little movement. I'm going to show you some other sound design within this scene. There's a machine called the Octatrack by Electron, a Swedish company, and with that you can automate all sorts of things and use a fader on it. I'll try and show you that later. It's great fun, but I kind of recorded the music into it and I recorded a whole bunch of other things into it, and then automated it along with the picture. And all these automations you can see just now in here are rear pan like down here. Where basically I was doing surround sound for him as well, and so the whole sound just kind of engulfs you and surrounds you, and I mean you won't be able to hear that here, but you'd have to be in my studio. But it was good fun. It was really good fun to experiment with this, and then using the Octatrack, and then really manipulating sounds, and then automating them physically, visually with the picture. I'll go through this now. Stretch out some birds, put them in the background, music as well, put them in the background. To stretch out some dialogue, some vocals in there. It's really good fun to play with. In fact, I'll go back and just play some of the voices. And then there was some other Atmos. I was in a vault in Edinburgh and I recorded some Atmos, just the sound of the vault. And it had actually cars passing by. So I recorded it in 96 kilohertz and then I rendered it at 48 kilohertz, but let it kind of stretch the whole thing out, so it was like really kind of low and like deep, and then you've got all these kind of movements. And I kind of tried to implement that into the film. It's quite low. It's quite creepy. There's some stuff in here as well. These are like birds and stuff. I call it jungle birds, but that was actually just some birds during the spring in Scotland, and you can kind of just stretch them out, again 96 kilohertz, and then just stretch them right out, so it just sounds like, because they're really hyper and fast, but when you stretch them out it just sounds almost like a jungle or something. It was like really, really creepy. I love it. I mean, Stephen let me do some very, just anything. He was up for anything on this. So I mean, I'll turn this up a little bit, and then that's actually really fast birds, but just stretched right out. Okay, so this is the Octatrack, and it is a crazy machine, and you can manipulate noises really, really well on it. Straight into this fader, crossfades between parameters, so you can put it into a delay or a reverb, or reverse it, or change it, or swap it around. I put the jungle birds in, which we were talking about earlier, and this is what it does at the moment. Crazy stuff. You can do all sorts of things with it. I've manipulated the music from the entire film, and I've just taken sections of it and parameter locked it and put it into the Octatrack, and this is what happens. Crazy. This is another track of the music. Okay, so this is a wall crumble, where I basically dragged my fingers across a wall, and it was kind of falling apart, and chucked it in here and seen what I could do with it. You can recognize some of the sounds from the film, so you kind of play about with this, play about with the sound, and then take little sections of it and kind of just put it in where you like. Okay, that's the Octatrack, and you can manipulate sounds with this, and it's crazy for sound design. I love it. It all adds to the ambience of the film. Yeah, so Woodchild, Forest Mother, crazy film. Love the exploration of sound in this, and I love the freedom to be allowed to do what I want, because I ended up with this really kind of incredible scene that I'm pretty chuffed with. And yeah, just manipulating sound, manipulating the music, manipulating environments, atmos, really just playing about with stuff, and getting to do all the vocals and all the dialogue as well, which was great fun. There's his penis. Okay, that's Woodchild, Hidden Forest Mother, and a scene. The film's about 9 minutes long, and there's all sorts of crazy sound design in there. I love it. It's one of my favourite films I've worked on. Hopefully it'll be online soon. Cheers. Bye.